Kendra Bailey Morris with The Heart of the Home, and today we're going to be making a really interesting recipe. It's a seared pork loin, but we're going to add something a little bit different, which is some fresh figs, and these are Virginia figs, and we're going to mix it with a little balsamic vinegar, honey, and vanilla. So it's a little bit unusual, but trust me, it totally works when it all comes together in the end. First thing I'm going to begin by doing is adding some olive oil to my pan. And what I've done here is trimmed a pork loin, and I've salted and peppered it generously, and I'm going to put it in this pan. What we're going to do is sear this off on all sides. In some olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. Okay, so we've had our pork cooking till it's nice and brown and crispy on both sides. And what I'm going to do now is remove this to a roaster, or you could use a baking sheet. It's just as fine. And what I've done is I've put it up on a little rack and put some tin foil underneath, and I've sprayed all of this really, really well with cooking spray. So this is going to go into the oven, and I've got the oven set on 375. And that's going to cook for about, I would say 15 minutes or so. This is kind of a small pork loin. So I'm just keeping the same drippings in here from my pork, and I'm adding some shallots and some minced garlic. And it's really, really, really fragrant. And I'm going to saute this around a little bit. And then I've got my fresh figs, and these have been quartered, and they're very, very ripe. So it's very important to use soft figs here, because we're going to kind of do a bit of a sauce with this. And you want those really, really sweet figs. So I'm sauteing these around, and you don't need to cook them very long, just a minute or two. And what I'm going to do now is remove these to a bowl and set them aside. And some of the garlic and the shallot's going to get in there as well, not a problem. Next up, I'm going to add some balsamic vinegar, and this is a very important step. Make sure you step away from the pan when you do that, because balsamic vinegar will give off an aroma that will burn your eyes, and you want to be real careful not to let that happen. And some honey. And I've got equal parts each, about a quarter cup or so. I'm also going to stir in some rosemary, and this is some fresh minced rosemary. You could use dried if you want to. And kind of the secret ingredient here is some vanilla. Okay, so at this point, I'm just going to cook it for about 5 minutes, and we're going to reduce it down till it's a glaze. So we'll be right back. So we've got our balsamic, vanilla, and honey glaze going here, and I'm going to throw a couple of figs back in there just to coat it a bit. And you can just see how beautiful the colors are, the purple of the figs. It's really, really, really nice. This is great. So that's good. What I'm going to do now is take the pork loin, which I've already taken out of the oven, and it's ready to go. You want to make sure you let your meats, especially meats like this, rest for at least 10 minutes before you slice into them, which I've already done. And what I'm going to do is take some of this glaze and just brush it on there, on the pork, like so. And I'm going to go ahead and slice this into pieces. And you can see that this pork is slightly pink in the middle. As I mentioned before, that's okay. That's what you're going for. This is a very, very healthy dish. So I'm going to plate this just like this. Bring it over, and you want to get the good stuff, which is some of these figs. And extra sauce, of course. You gotta have extra sauce. A little extra sauce is drizzle here. And the final touch is going to be a little sprig of rosemary, so everybody will know there's a little rosemary in it. And there you have it. You have a seared pork loin in a vanilla, honey, balsamic glaze with just a touch of rosemary in there. It's delicious. I'm Kendra Bailey Morris for Heart of the Home. Let's get cooking.
Recipes from the heart of the home can be found on the Virginia Farm Bureau website at vafarmbureau.org.